the consideration of the Division of Revenue Amendment, as well as the debate on the Department of Social Development Adjustment Budget. On the 24th, we had the Women's Charter Review. On the 28th, we had the debate on the Department of Employment and Labor Adjustment Budget, as well as the Department of Small Business Development. And lastly, on the 29th of July, we had high-level stakeholder engagement on femicide legislation. As I've indicated, Chair, all that was planned took place. Thank you very much, Chair.
No, thank you very much. Are there comments, members?
Yes, Chairperson. The only outstanding issue was the issue of the Deputy President. We know that it was because of the Deputy President being incapacitated, but I'm just mentioning it because otherwise we had almost 100% execution of our activities, which is very encouraging. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comment? So we've done the minutes, we've adopted them. The implementation schedule, we seem to be on track. As Honorable Lucas is saying, nothing is really perfect.
Because otherwise we have almost 100% execution of our activities, which is very
if we just keep on doing that, I think we'll be high and dry, we'll continue to improve. Done the minutes of better. So thank you very much. The good work is noted. We seem to be on track. Item 6. As on consideration of the draft parliamentary program, Njadu.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good morning, members. Chairperson, the draft of the last part of the second term and the draft of the third term was presented yesterday to the whippery, and for presentation to the programming today, which today is the 30th of July, that we have the programming committee, and also we have a select committee, the reconsideration of the select committee of appropriations also today, and then the Women's Charter Review is today, the 30th. Then Chairperson on the 31st of July.
So why don't you lead us, and more or less in the same way that you are doing now, but lead us in such a way that you indicate whether you are looking at the second term or third term draft.
All right.
Just to guide us.
Yes, Chair. Thank you. We are now. Yes, it's the last.
Yeah.
It's the last part, Chair, of the second term.
Oh, last part.
Yeah, last part of the second term.
Page 7.
Yes, which is today is the programming, and yes, and then the select committee on appropriations, and then the Women's Charter will be today. And then 30 July, 31st July will be debate on the appropriations bill, and then 4th of August, which is the last part of the second term, which will be the consideration of the appropriations bill on the 4th of August. Then the NCOP second term constituency period will start from the 5th of August to the 25th of August. That is the end of the second term. Then, Chairperson, the third term is duration will be August to September. That is the duration of the second term, which will start from the 25th of August. 5th of August we'll be having that committee chairperson. We'll have a ministerial briefing session, agriculture, land reform, and rural development. And also we'll have a member support forum. On the 26th of August, we'll have a provincial whips forum and a member support forum again. And on the 26th, also is a women's charter. On the 27th of August will be the programming committee and the multi-party women's caucus. And on the 28th of August will be a women's parliament, and Parliamentary Group International Relations, the PGIR, will be on the 28th of August. On the 1st of September will be a ministerial briefing session, which will be business development. Then chairperson on the 2nd of September will be a multi-party women's caucus and a women's charter review. 3rd of September is it will be a plenary, the questions to the deputy president, the one which was postponed, which is being scheduled for the 3rd of September. Then on the 4th of September will be a youth parliament. On the 8th of September, local government week, interactions with provinces and municipalities, and a continuation on the 9th of September on local government week, interaction with provinces and municipalities. Then on the 10th of September will be caucus, and also there will be a plenary debate on the local government on the 10th of September. 11th September will be a women's charter review session, the Mopane district. Then on the 15th of September will be a plenary. The content will be the consideration of the report of the Select Committee Security, consideration of the Judicial Matters Amendment Bill, which will be a debate on the 15th of September. On the 16th of September will be a Provincial Whips Forum, and also on the 16th of September will be Heritage Day lectures. 17th September will be Programming Committee, caucus. Then will be a plenary, which will be a debate on heritage and the heritage. Then the 18th of September will be a Women's Charter. 22nd of September will be only committees. It's only committees that will be sitting on the 22nd of September. And the 23rd of September will be a Women's Charter review. And also, will be a Women's Charter review. Then chairperson on the 24th of September will be Heritage Day. And 25th of September is a Women's Charter review in Ngaka district. 29th September will be a plenary. It's questions to the president. Then the constituency period for the third term will be 30 November 2020 to 9th October. This will be the constituency period for the third term. Chairperson just highlights on the third term. The highlights on the third term that is not just to make the members to understand as to issues that the submission for the deputy president questions will be the 19th of August. And the submissions for the president's questions will be the 14th of September. Then chairperson, in terms of the scheduling of times of committees, all committees meetings will be in the afternoon, and where committees are in the morning, there are no clashes in the morning. So just to clarify that matter in terms of the time schedule of committees and plenaries. Then chairperson, I want to emphasize, just make an emphasis on the 28th of August, where we'll have the Women's Parliament, that we also have the PGIR, which is in the same time schedule of 10 o'clock, which the chairperson of the PGIR will give further directive on that, but it's scheduled on the same time. And also the joint finance, which will be in the afternoon. So I'm just mentioning that, Chair, for clarity. And then also further time management will be on the 16th of September on the heritage and between the heritage and the committees in terms of time schedule. I'm just making that point, Chairperson, for clarities so that we understand in terms of how the program is speaking to each other. Then all committees are popularized, which Honorable Nyambi will give for further deliberations on the committees. Then, Chairperson, lastly, the fourth term, I'm not going to present it today, it's just to give an idea as to what the fourth term will start on the duration of October, November, which will be provincial weeks, it will be clusters questions, which will be further questions to the Deputy President, which will have the focus of the fourth program will be mostly on clusters and Deputy President, and then the close of the fourth program will be the President when he'll be making its closing statement. Then the duration of, the constituency period for the fourth program, it will be from the 30th of November to the 11th of December. That is just to give an idea in terms of the going forward, Chairperson. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, are there any comments?
Yes, Chairperson. Honourable Klute here.
Yes, that would Klute, yes.
And then myself.
Thank you. I just picked up on the, let me just make sure, on page 13, Monday, the 7th of September, the deadline for submissions of questions to the Deputy President scheduled for 22 September. I'm not sure whether the dates weren't populated correctly there. I think that's just an error because the deadline for the Deputy President is 19 August. Page 13.
Yeah, that is an omission, yeah.
Yes, okay. And then, thank you. And then on page 11, at the committee side, Select Committee on Appropriations, briefing by the Human Science Research Council on the status of South African food security and recommendations. Is that for appropriations or is it maybe agriculture and land reform? I'm not sure. It could be appropriations, but it doesn't make sense, although Treasury is there. Page 11 on the top, Wednesday, 2nd September.
Yes, no. Why don't just continue to raise the issues so to avoid the dialogue.
I'm just concerned or asking whether it could be an omission as well. Shouldn't that be land reform and agriculture, or is it appropriations?
As a committee, the committee.
Thank you very much. Labus Kachne.
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
We'll come back to responses later.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to ask the deadline on the 19th of August for the Deputy President. Does it mean that do we have a choice? Can we keep the questions if we prefer those questions that has already been submitted, or do we do a total new question paper? Because you remember that we should have had the Deputy President and then he was sick, and then it's now moved to the 3rd. Now there's a new deadline. So that is if we want to submit new questions. Do I understand it correct? Thank you.
Yeah, we'll come back to you just now.
Chairperson.
Yes. Any other comment, Lucas?
Yes, thank you very much, Chairperson. First of all, I just want to put it on record that the Women's Charter review session that was supposed to be with the Free State today will not be able to continue because of the fact that Free State Premier's budget speech is today. So I just want to inform the meeting. Then further, I just want to bring the attention of members to the fact that we are trying to incorporate the whole sectoral work within the parliamentary program. And I think, I don't know whether you have noticed that it is being put on the NCOP program, but in actual fact, it's for Parliament. The programs are for Parliament, both NA and NCOP. And just also the Women's Parliament, we did a proposal for the 5th to the 7th, but because of the constituency period, it is being moved to the 28th of August. It's August. And the Youth Parliament, just and by means of explanation, it was a resolution of the Youth Parliament that the young people want us to have another session where we will bring in all the relevant ministers that will be able to respond to the queries of the young people with regards to the post-COVID economy and how young people will be incorporated or integrated within the building of the economy. I just thought I want to bring the attention of members to the fact that when you see the sectoral program within the NCOP program, it is a parliamentary program, but it is just that in terms of making sure that we allocate slots to the program, it is being incorporated into the NCOP program, and we just want to express also our appreciation to the leadership of the NCOP that is actually allowing us to make sure that for now we are able to execute our sectoral responsibility, our responsibility for sectoral work. Thank you, Chairperson.
Yes, well, thank you very much. Any other comment before we go back to
Hello, Chairperson.
Yeah, I was speaking to the, yeah.
It's Dango.
Oh, Dango, sorry.
Okay. Chairperson, just I want to say that the program committee must just look at theme debates within those debates, one of them being the Constitution and its principles. Thank you.
Okay. The idea was raised earlier. Yeah, let me not elaborate, but the noted. I think it should be noted. And Jadu.
Chairperson.
Chairperson, I was not quite sure about the question of Honorable Klute, but in terms of the briefings, I don't know whether the question was referred to the briefings, because there are two briefings. The one briefing is agriculture, land reform, and rural development. That is on the 25th of August. And then the second briefing is the small business development on the 15th of on the 1st of September. So I don't know whether it's a question directed to that.
Possibly, Honorable.
Chairperson, can we move to page 11? Wednesday.
Yeah.
We move the screen.
Page 11 of the. I'm just worried that if we're not careful, we'll end up having a lot of dialogue and so on.
Yeah.
But I'll allow it this time around because there seems to be a bit of confusion.
Thank you, Chair.
And then, so why don't you make your point?
The point I'm trying to make is there could possibly be, I just want to make sure, the Select Committee on Appropriations is going to have a briefing on food security. I'm just wondering whether that shouldn't be agriculture, or do I understand, is that correct?
Chairperson, if I read,
why don't you do it this way, Lute?
if I read the heading, they're speaking about the research report.
Please, Lucas. Why don't you do it this way? Your points have been noted. We'll allow Honorable Njadu outside of this meeting to look at all the details and concerns and so on with the view of ensuring that things are cleaned up and tightened up.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, can I just say, Chair, the elaboration on committees, activities, will be elaborated by Honorable Nyambi. So I think we must wait for that. Yes.
No, but the points be noted nonetheless, just in case.
Thank you, Chair.
Just in case. No,
Chair.
thank you very much.
Chairperson, can I address you? Koornhof?
Judge, there were other issues that were raised by Labus Kakne. Lucas made some explanation. Dango's point needed to be noted. Labus Kakne wanted to know whether the issues raised in relation to questions to the Deputy President now lapses. Is there a new process, or is there space for newer questions and so on? Why don't you comment on that?
No, Chairperson, again, I think I will let it to the advocate to give advice on that.
Advocate.
Thank you very much,
Chair. Can I speak on this matter, Chair?
Yeah, I will come back to you after advocate, Chief.
Yes. Chair, if you allow me, Chair, if you allow me, with the greatest respect, Chair, maybe the Chief Whip should speak on the matter.
Oh, okay. Then let's move to the Chief Whip. Chief Whip.
Thank you, Chairperson. All these issues were raised in our WIPARI meeting, starting from Honorable Dango, and the comments, issues, proposals that were made, and we said that such proposals will follow a due process in terms of when motions are proposed for the debates. We also addressed the issue of the issue of the 3rd is a provisional date, and we regard it as deferment, and the questions are still not having been responded to in any way. But we also qualified it to say a WIPARI meeting will consider, should the date not be the 3rd of September, we may consider that we open for the revision of questions by parties concerned that will wish to do so. So, and the issue, we said that if there's any specific matter that will be handled in the House, we'll deal with it around the times of 14 hours and the times of 10, or as the committee may have requested it if they want, so wish to start early. And there's agreement in the committees will not be that prescriptive, but we provide that the guide in terms of dealing with these issues. Even the issue that relates to Honorable Klute is the Appropriations Committee receiving a briefing by Ministry of Treasury on food security. It's not like it's elements that relate to food security that they sort of find appropriate to deal with in that committee. So all that I'm saying is that the framework as presented by Njandu, members have got a sense, but there were urgent issues that warrant us to meet in the WIPARI, like local government week, that we thrash the themes that relates to that area and the focus areas. So that's a clarity that I just want to provide. Thanks, Chair. And our program will be updated from time to time, and the WIPARI must take that role actively. Thanks.
That's the spirit. In an ongoing way, the program gets polished up. But the issues that get raised by members are not just raised and lost. They're noted. And I'm sure Njadu will ensure that happens. Okay.
Chairperson, it's Gerard Koornof.
Yes. Who's speaking?
Dr. Koornof.
Koornof, yes.
With your permission, after the input of the Chief Whip, I will directly liaise with the Chief Whip regarding the indicated date on your program that we're discussing now on questions to the President. On page 20, it's 29 September at 10 o'clock. With your permission, and not to waste the time of this meeting, I will take up the matter with the Chief Whip and coordinate with the Chief Whip the date that we provided to the NCOP. If it's your permission, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that also is noted. Let's move on to item 7. Item 7 is a report on select committee business and report of legislation before the select committees. Nyambi.
Thanks, Chair. Greetings, colleagues. Let me first start by confirming that what has been presented by Honorable Jandu, it's a true reflection of what is coming from our side. And thanks, Chief Whip, for clarifying the meeting that was noted when it was raised by Honorable Klute. Chair, between the last programming committee meeting and this one, we were able to process applications for the scheduling of out-of-slot meetings, cancellation and postponement of some meetings within the second term. We're also able to process up to 14 committee program meetings for the third term, as correctly presented by Honorable Njandu, our programming whip. When it comes to the virtual meetings, Chair, we're also pleased to report that the initial constraint around the number of meetings which could be hosted virtually has since been eradicated. Hence, we can see out of the report. Now we have a greater latitude within which to open on. For this, we really thank and appreciate.
I know that, Nyambi, I know that you have a problem with your voice and so on, but if you can just speak a bit slower and try and speak to the mic.
Okay, Chair. When it comes to virtual meetings, Chair, we're also pleased to report that the initial constraints around the number of meetings which could be hosted virtually has since been eradicated. Committees now have a greater latitude within which to operate, and for this we really thank and appreciate the commitment and dedication from the work of our back office staff. When it comes to the budget instruments, Chair, the Select Committee on Appropriation will today consider its report on the adjustment appropriation bill as correctly indicated by Programming Whip, which will then be debated in tomorrow's plenary and considered by the House next week on the 4th, as it has been clarified, Chair. When it comes to the issue of interventions, the Select Committee on COCTA is processing a total number of 7 notices of interventions, extensions of interventions, and progress reports in various municipalities in our country. With the second term coming to an end, as it has been indicated, Chair, the committee aims to finish the aforesaid interventions not later than the third term, which resume towards the end of August. Of course, Chair, part of the little challenge that we might encounter when it comes to the Senate is because we're not starting at the same time with national assemblies. When it comes to international agreements, Chair, the Select Committee on Security and Justice is dealing with a number of international agreements and anticipate the referral of the 2 more as follows. The one of ratification of agreement between the Republic of India the Federative Republic of Brazil, and the Republic of South Africa. The agreement between the government of the Republic of South Africa and the European Atomic Energy Community. The Treaty of Amnesty and Cooperation in South Africa, Southeast Asia, tabled in terms of Section 231, subsection 2 of the Constitution. Chairperson, other matters before committees. Of course, Honorable Njandu has tried to do justice to that, but suffice to say that 5 committees have before them a number of matters whose date of finalization will be determined as indicated, especially the one of the Select Committee of Health and Social Services, dealing with the NYDA vacancies, the Select Committee on Environmental, Mineral Resources and Energy, dealing with a number of them, and of course, Chairperson, the Select Committee on Justice and Security, looking at the report dated the 21st of July on the provincial suspension from the office of Ms. K. Podlani, an acting regional magistrate at Umlazi, KwaZulu-Natal, in terms of Section 13, subsection 3B of the Magistrate Act. And I think the media went to town about the details of this very same case, Chair. But indicate, Chair, that what is coming from the WIPARI, then presented by Honorable Njandu, and once we see anything clashing, especially where we see the issue of heritage lecture, and we see that we have committees sitting on that day. Let me indicate up front, Chair, that what will be guiding us in dealing with those challenges is the spirit of what has been clarified by the Chief Whip, that outside this meeting will make it a point that working with WIPARI, anything that is clashing, because when committees were doing the submission, they were not aware that that date is identified for heritage lecture, and it will be important for all the members of the NCOP to be part of that very important session. And Deputy Chair and the Chief Whip, they were very clear about it, and will make it sure that there's nothing that will deprive members of NCOP where there are some clashes. Then Mr. Berger will be dealing with legislations. I saw table the report, Chairperson. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Nyambi. Are there comments before we move on? Can I make a request in the meantime that members are requested to switch on their videos? Honorable members, please switch on your videos. It's live streaming on TV, so if we don't do that, it causes some problems. Thank you very much. Any comments? Honorable Nyambi's report? No, none. Thank you very much. We'll move on. The next item is item 8. Report on Parliament's legislative program. Mr. Bell.
Good morning, Chairperson. Thank you for the opportunity. Since the last meeting of this committee, there were 2 bills introduced, the Public Finance Management Amendment Bill, which I think was a private member's bill, and the Employment Equity Amendment Bill. The Employment Equity Bill seeks to empower the Minister of Labour to determine targets for ensuring equitable representation of suitably qualified persons from designated groups, and it also aims to do away with psychological testing and similar assessments of prospective employees. Chairperson, then I can just mention that the Bill's office is already beginning to look towards the tabling of the MTBPS in October. And at this stage, we try and see where we can assist in planning to get those bills through Parliament with as little problem as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There's the report. Are there any comments on the bills? Any comments on the Parliament's legislative program?
Chairperson,
Yes, that was Kachne.
Mr. Bell made mention in a previous meeting of some bills that will be prioritized. Do we have a list of those bills, or will that be given later? Thank you.
Chairperson, if I may.
Yes.
The list from the Leader of Government Business is available. And I think I mentioned in the previous committee meeting that I will make it available to the committee, which I haven't done yet. My concern, a slight concern that I have about those bills is that 6 of them are indicated as 2020 priority bills. I think that they have not yet been approved by Cabinet, or I don't have any proof that they've been approved by Cabinet, so I'm not sure when they're going to come to Parliament. As mentioned before, many of those bills on that list address the issue of gender-based violence. And as such, it's evoking a huge public attention and inside and outside Parliament. So we're keeping a close eye on it, but until Cabinet actually approves the bills and it comes to Parliament, we will not know what exactly is in them so that we can start assessing them. I will keep the committee up to date. As soon as I know more, I will certainly let.
Thank you very much. So the information will be made available, but there are issues to be followed up on, and this will include efforts by Mr. Bell and the team. But we're privileged, I think, to have Dr. Korenov in this meeting. If she can, he can also note the issues and ensure that he supplements efforts that are being undertaken. I'm sure Honorable Korenov will have no problem between that.
Noted, Chairperson. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. That was the last item, and there being no other business, we are now closing the meeting. So thank you very much, honorable members.
Thank you, Chair.
We're now free to pursue other programs and to attend to other meetings. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.